the ledge.
It's me. Somebody's got himself a new camera.
Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. So today I've got a very special guest from the detailing industry. It is none other than Reg Greetham, back by popular demand. Reg, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure. What have you been up to?
Well, not much. Obviously, just working. Been polishing cars and stuff.
Tell us a bit about that, because some of the viewers, we had Reg was on a video about a year ago, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I remember when I'd never polished before.
You'd never polished, and you bravely, I said, let's just film this. Let's do a video on using a rotary polisher for the first time. And because it was quite interesting, wasn't it? And you'd never used one.
I had no idea what I was doing.
And now it's been about a year since you've done that video.
It has, yeah.
And Reg uses a rotary polisher every single day. Tell us a bit about what you do, Reg.
Well, I work for obviously I work for an automotive manufacturer, sanding and polishing cars, and we're required to provide high quality cars.
High quality finishes.
And a high quality finish as well, yeah. And that is something that I really enjoy doing. I sand and polish the cars, and
so they come out the spray. They come out
of the spray booths. The body is painted with the clear coat on top, and we basically inspect the car, look for any problems, any defects that are marked up and worked, and then they're fully flattened and polished.
So you work on the defects as well, kind of de-nibbing and stuff, and
runs, everything. We don't often get anything like that, but when we do, then we'll fix it.
Yeah, and you're doing orange peel reduction as well.
Yeah, orange peel reduction. And actually, one thing I noticed the other day as I was polishing out the sanding marks, it was a black car with lots of metallic fleck in it, and there I was. I did my sort of section, and I just looked at myself, and it was like looking at a mirror. It was like the reflection was just perfect. It was like looking in the mirror, and that is a sign of good paintwork and a good finish, because I've been following cars before, and I do paint because of my because I work with paint. I look at other cars on the road, and you kind of train to see certain things, and you can tell a car that's been sort of repaired. You can tell a car if it's been sprayed in the garage just by looking at the paint structure. So, for example, the other day I was following a car, and I could see the reflection, but the reflection was kind of like jagged. It was very jagged and hazy. It was almost like it was just not nice. It wasn't a nice panel to look at. You weren't
following your 330, were you?
No, that doesn't have much paint left on it, to be honest with you. But yeah, no, that, and then when I was doing the car where I work, I just realised how good the paint is that we do. And actually seeing my reflection as a mirror finish, that was really inspiring to me, because if you're like me and you like detailing, just seeing that is cool. It's really great fun.
How do you find operating the rotary polishers now?
Absolutely fine. But then again, using a rotary for what we do is necessary. Obviously, it's a bit different when you're detailing your car and you're taking out sort of swirl marks and stuff, because they don't really require
level of aggression, the methods you're working are different to what you're doing if you're just polishing your car at home.
Exactly. Depending on how deep the scratches are, you don't really need to use anything too heavy, like heavy compounds and a rotary.
Not always.
You can if you want, but if you're going to do that, then you're going to need to refine it at the end, basically.
If you're using the rotary at high speed.
Rotary at high speed and a really aggressive compound, then obviously you guys will know this, you'll need to refine it. But yeah, I'm using Perfect Finish myself at home.
At home, yeah.
And
that's one of your one of Reg's favourites, because it's a time saver as well.
Yeah.
If you're just looking to cut out some swirls and gloss it up, it doesn't really need refining, does it?
No.
Some people might say, well, if I'm doing 2 sets, maybe I'll do a second set and just really spend loads of time refining.
Exactly.
The only reason you wouldn't use Perfect Finish is because you want to go beyond what one stage will give you. It's not efficient to keep using. If you've got loads of cutting to do and you need something more aggressive, it's not efficient to use Perfect Finish like 3 or 4 times.
No.
As opposed to using a heavy cutting compound and then finishing it out. So there's all that sort of stuff. So
I do love that polish, and I used it on my obviously I've got the M140i, which is white, which is a difficult colour to polish, really, especially when you haven't got proper lighting.
What about fatigue, Reg, as well? Sorry, changing the direction. That's a whole other subject. Because you're doing 8 hours of machine polishing a day
and sanding. Using a sander, and it's tiring. It's really tiring.
Tough on the wrists.
You know what? When I first started,
fingers.
when I first started this job, I actually thought to myself, I don't know if this is going to be hard. Like, you know, because it's so physical. I didn't think I could do it because, you know, I'm not used to it. But you do get used to it, and you just get on with it. You know, you get on with it. And actually, because I quite like, there's something, because I'm a little bit OCD, there's something nice about polishing out the sanding marks on a lovely car with a lovely colour and seeing that result. It's enjoyable
as well, isn't it?
It is enjoyable. And when that car leaves the bay and it is pristine, I'm just like, I did that, and I'm proud of myself, you know. And it's good. It's a good attitude to have. Like, yeah, there are times where it can be stressful, and sometimes, you know, it's just how it goes. Some cars are easier than others, some aren't.
Cool stuff. Now let's move on to car talk, because Reg is, well, not just, you've had it, how long have you had your, well, he's got a new car, the one M140, we did a couple of videos on it, didn't we?
We did.
How long have you had it?
I think 3 or 4 months now. Yeah.
3 or 4, and he's kept the 330, can't let the 330 go.
I can't let it go, I can't.
You've spent quite a lot of money on it,
yeah, partly because of that, and
it drives nice,
it drives beautifully. Yeah. It's been set up for track. It's got Bilstein coilovers, H&R roll bars. It's got a beautiful Quave diff on there. It's done 210,000 miles, but it feels like it's done about 70,000.
Feels like it's done 700,000.
Well, actually, it feels like it, but the paintwork does look like it's done 210,000. I've kind of lost interest.
It doesn't feel like it's done 200,000. It pulls nicely. It's really heavy.
Tight.
That's the word I was looking for. It feels really solid. Like everything, even the steering's good on it. Brakes are good. Gearbox feels good. The engine feels great. It's just the thing with cars nowadays is the engine and those components can keep going, but it's the shell that gives out on you first. And when that rust sets in, that's a problem, isn't it? I think if you're going to keep it, it needs to be, the underside needs some attention, doesn't it? And
it needs a lot of, I'll be honest with you, it needs about, to get that car, you could, you could, but to get that car back to where it was originally, paintwork and the actual body, you know, the metal.
You'd never get it back because of all the bits inside that you've got to replace.
You could sand it back to metal, and you could get all the dents sorted. You can get the, you know, like bits welded in.
Because the car
it would cost about $7,000.
The car's worth about
$6,000. Yeah, exactly. So what I'm doing is I have just spent a bit of money on it. I've put a new wheel bearing on it. I've just had a replacement damper. And it's had a service. What I'm doing is I'm basically driving it whilst I can, because I know that it's just going to corrode away. So I'm just kind of trying to get as much use out of it whilst it's mechanically good before it rusts away.
We put some anti-rust on some of those rotten bits.
We did, but some of
the rot is on some bits of it. It's all the way through. You need to cut certain bits out.
You do. It needs a lot of work, a lot of attention.
If you sanded back the rust that's on the arches, it will go deeper than you think as well. It might even go all the way through. And
you can chase rust. You know, you can chase. It will be chasing it unless you do it properly, as in like you grind it out and you grind out a big section and you weld in a new sort of.
It's going to come back.
Yeah, it's going to come back. But I'm enjoying the car. So.
What do you think about the M140 then? From 3 months of owning it,
how long have you got?
I'm surprised you're still alive.
The M140i is an absolutely amazing car. It's a Q car. A lot of people just think it's a 1 Series. I got all my friends take the mick out of me and call it a 120D because you know, if you don't know what an M140i is, you're not going to notice the styling cues that denotes that it is a 140. The drivetrain in that car is one of the very best. You've got the B58 engine, which, if anyone doesn't know about that engine, okay, I'd Google it and have a read about it. It's a high compression, highly tuned engine with, for example, it's closed deck, which means it's built for performance, it's strong. It is, what else has it got? It's got
6 cylinders.
It's got 6 cylinders, yeah. But no, it's got a cool thing. It's got plasma line cylinder walls, which is a really expensive manufacturing process. But that engine is a real gem.
It's got tons of power as well.
It's a great little chassis as well. The engine and gearbox, ZF 8-speed I've got, by the way, which is, it just works so well with the engine. But the rest of the car has got so much potential to go further. If you really wanted to, you could make that car into a little race car.
I've always just thought they're fast enough. I know.
They are fast enough. You don't.
It just depends on who you are. Some people, want to.
They just want to chase figures, and they just want to get as much as they can, so they can beat that. They can try and beat that Audi at the lights, because we're all trying, because it's rear-wheel drive and Audi's a quattro, and there's a big
it's
sort
fast enough though, isn't it? Really. But yeah, I suppose you can never.
Rivalry.
You can always make it even quicker. Yeah, they're decent cars for the money. You can get them cheap as well, can't it? It's what we were talking about. You can pick them up for the price.
Oh, there's nothing else.
Phenomenal, and they're you don't have to get too precious about them.
To answer your question, John, the car I would get as a replacement if I had to
Be another BMW.
No, it wouldn't. It would be a Golf R.
Would it?
Yeah. It pains me to say it, but I would have a Golf R in lapis blue, and because I just think it's a wicked little package.
I like them. When they first come out, I thought they look really nice and sharp.
They look great.
But there's so many Golfs on the road.
Yeah, but that one's a little bit more special. And when people see the four pipes, they know it. You know, they go, "Ooh, that's a Golf." But
just
it's got
the little
four
things
footballs.
on the Golf, the bodywork.
Yeah, it's
thinner
not,
panels.
The panels aren't as good as the BMW panels. I don't know about the paint. I mean, I haven't spent too much time with VW.
But yeah, they're all right. I like Golfs. So I was thinking about getting a Mark 7 to replace the Mark 6. I really like them, but I think I'd have the 140 over a Golf R.
Of course, I've got a 140, and I would have one over a Golf R. But if you force me, if you put a gun to my head and said, right, what
wouldn't
do
you go
want?
like an M3 or something?
No, I wouldn't. I'd get
F80 M3.
Are we talking about the same price range?
We
talking about the same price range because I'm talking about the same price range.
A second-hand M3, you could probably. What are you talking about for one of those?
Second-hand M3? Yeah. What, a 2012 F80? Or are we talking E90?
No, an F80, yeah. Maybe not 2012.
Actually, no, maybe.
Everyone would want the compact though, don't they?
Yeah, because that's it. If you bought.
What are you talking about, second-hand one of those? 40, 50 grand?
Between 30 to 50.
30 to 50.
30 to 50, depending on mileage, depending on spec. But
I love the look of those.
The last thing I want to say about the Golf R is if I had loads of money, I'd have both. Because I'd have the 140.
Too similar.
I'd put like racing coilovers on. I'd put the diff in it, and I use it for a little track weapon. But the Golf R is a good daily driver because it's got Haldex 4-wheel drive.
Is it?
Yeah, Haldex 4-wheel drive.
It still guzzles gas though, doesn't it?
It does, but I don't know. But yeah, no, I like them. I do.
What about Saloon now? You got
Saloon. I would have an
M2, M3 or M4.
Oh, that's a hard one.
It's a good time to buy an M3 or an M4
now. Now the M2 competition's come out, I personally think that's the best in terms of, driving. I think the M2 competition has got the right ingredients to be the best.
They look nice, don't they? They look.
They're compact.
If you like BMWs, you're going to be tempted by an M2, an M3, or an M4.
Yeah.
I just something about the M3 still, but you got the G. Was it a G something or other new M3
G30.
coming out? G30.
I think it's the G30.
Not
Correct
sure
me if I'm wrong.
The front of those look a bit.
The grills are massive. What's that all about?
I don't know.
I don't understand what they're doing.
I think the thing is you haven't seen what the M1's going to look like in the flesh, and I bet you when it's done it will look great. Yeah.
And I do think the M2 competition for me is, to me, I mean, I said this about the first gen M2. I see that as a successor to the E46 M3 because it's a bit wider and stuff, and it is a little bit bigger, but it's similar dimensions to an E46. Whereas the M2, whereas the M3 is massive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's more comparable to an old 5 Series. Do you know what I mean? Because it's a lot bigger.
Yeah,
Cars are getting bigger these days, but the M2 has got that small, compact size. It's nimble.
It's good. Still, they put aggressive wheel arches on it though, so it doesn't look
and
like
the
it's
flare
not
arches.
quite a hairdresser's car.
No, the M2 competition, lovely car, really nice car. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have an M2. I'd have an M2, an M3, or an M4 actually, if the right one came up. But the thing that stops me getting them is that the M140.
It does it all. It doesn't have the handling.
You always want a new car, don't you? As soon as you buy it and you get it there, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. But after a couple of weeks, it's just another motor. I've had too many over the years.
John's got a great. We should do another video on John's car history because actually, I'll say this to the guys out there. You've got a good car history.
I've had about 40,
namely Italian cars. We'll talk about that another time.
All that, but I'm happy with this. I don't see the need to change it. So let's go back to detailing, Reg. Back to detailing. Look at this interview structure. What have you learnt about detailing, Reg, in the last year? Because you said on the channel many times you're not really a detailer. You like to keep your car, and you kind of just sort of discovered it and done some stuff on the channels, and now you're really, Reg is quite, what's the word, thorough, pedantic. cautious
I am.
about how he washes his car now, because especially when you've just got, that's the first ever brand new car you've bought, isn't it?
It is.
And you just wanted to keep it really, really nice.
As nice as I could.
Yeah.
As nice as I could. But now there is a few stone chips on the front bumper, because obviously you're going to get that. I have filled a couple of them, myself, just with a touch-up pen.
Bit Tibex.
It looks better because obviously white, the black plastic underneath, you can see that. But with a bit of white touch-up pen from Halfords, it looks all right. But it is what it is. It's a car, isn't it?
Yeah.
Detailing is, it is. You can go really far with detailing. You can be really obsessive about it and try and get every scratch out and make it look pristine. For me, I do as little as possible. If I'm honest with you, I do as little as possible to get the best results. So a way I've done that is...
How often do you wash?
Well,
once every couple of weeks?
I've left it for a long time because the weather's been so bad. I've kind of neglected it a little bit, and it does need a good clean. And I am going to be doing a full decon on it, using some sweet products. But no, since I discovered Geon Wet Coat, which you recommended to me,
I love the stuff.
You persuaded me to get it, and I tell you what, and I've persuaded a few people at work to get it as well. It is absolutely fantastic. It saves you a hell of a lot of time. Now, okay, let's be honest here. If you had a car that isn't white, and you want to get the ultimate gloss, you could use a show wax, You could use like your R222 or your Pete's 53. You could use a nice carnauba wax to get a real high gloss finish. But because I've got a white car, I can get away with using wet coat because yes, it does give you really good gloss, but it's the application that saves you so much time, which makes it so appealing. So
it's easy to apply.
It's easy to apply.
Yeah, I think it hardens though, Reg, because you notice after you've applied it and come back a couple of hours later, or 4 hours later or something, and then just touch the panels and wipe the panels. The old sliding bottle test. It does something. There's a lot of silazane products on the market that spray on and add beading and stuff like that because they're repellent. They're water repellent materials. But there's something about that wet coat that also makes it slick, and that's one of the reasons I like it. And it sticks around for a few months as well.
It really does. Now, I actually applied Geon Wet Coat for the first time about 5 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And since that time, I've done a trip to Germany, and I've done a few maintenance washes on it, and it has still got some protection left. And to be honest with you,
it should last a couple of months.
My car sits outside. So it is open to the elements. It's not a garage queen. It doesn't sit in the garage, which would, I think, improve the longevity of
massively,
the Geon.
Getting rained on and stuff.
So the fact I've left my car outside, we've had such bad weather, it's been to Germany, it's done a lot of road miles, it's done the Nürburgring, so it's had a lot of tyre on it and stuff, and it's still retaining some repellency. I think that's brilliant. And it's, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah,
brilliant.
this is not starting to sound like an advert for Geon Wet Coat.
No, it's not.
You've got to pick something, haven't you? You always kind of you were into your waxes.
I mean, honestly, I love waxes. In the summer, with my 330, when the paint was actually relatively okay, I used to spend all day, washing it, and I'd put a lovely coat of Pete's 53 on there. I got through a lot of that, and I'd love just
the world record for getting through a tub of paste.
I know, young and naive. I didn't really know what I was doing back then, but I put the wax on, and there's just something nice about applying it, buffing it off, and seeing that result. Maybe it's a psychology of buffing that paste off, and you reveal that glossy finish.
It brings up the gloss,
But with the,
as soon as you wash the car, a lot of that hit's gone, and the danger is you don't want to sort of apply waxes every time you wash your car. You should get the finish nice, put the protection on,
and then just use a quick detail. Buff if you want. You don't have to.
You could use wet coat once every couple of months or something, but everyone's going to be slightly different. So moving on to Reg, relate to this. What are your kind of top 5 detailing products that you've had over the last year? Right,
so I would say we've just spoken about it. Number 1 for me is wet coat because it's kind of changed the way I wash my car and it's saved me a lot of time and hassle. That is definitely my number 1 product at the moment. Second, I'm really
Have you tried Geon Bathe? Bathe Plus?
Is that the shampoo?
The shampoo that...
No, I haven't, but
try that.
I'd like to, because at the moment I'm using, which is my second favourite product, is, I think Autoglim released it in the last couple of years, or maybe this year, but the Autoglim UHD
shampoo.
It's a lovely shampoo. It's a lovely shampoo. It's very slick. It's got a lovely scent to it, and it bubbles up nicely.
It's a nice shampoo. I've talked about it in the shampoo best of video. It's a high quality shampoo. The only reason not to buy it is if you're getting through litres and litres of shampoo and you want something cheaper. It's obviously a retail product that it comes in a nice box and stuff, but it is good.
We don't have to use
well, a bottle of shampoo for the guys at home. That bottle's still going to last you
I've had mine for
months
ages
and months.
Now,
But it's a very good shampoo.
I like that. What else do I like? I like Okay, so I like the Sonax BSD.
Yeah,
That's a quick
everyone seems
detailer.
to like that.
It's great because it's the hydro. What's
Hydrophobic.
Yeah, go on, you say it for me.
Hydrophobicity.
What he just said is outstanding actually, and
It is.
but
Nothing keeps up
It
that.
is a little bit sticky, the finish, isn't it? But I think that's partly.
But after you've spread it all out, people mix it down with water and stuff. After you've spread it all out and kind of buffed up the panel, but if you go back over with microfiber, that microfiber doesn't glide over it, and it feels a little bit different. It's not a smooth product. It's quite gloopy as well. That's the only reason I don't use it. But I always tend to always have a bottle of it lying around because whatever material it sticks down lasts and throws the water off the car for ages. So if you like that, it's dirt cheap as well. So that's a good one. What else?
Another thing, again going to talk about quick detailers. Is my second favourite is the Auto Glands. What's it called? Smooth Velvet.
Good one, yeah.
The original one, the original flavour.
Smells all nice, doesn't it?
It is partly, a lot of it is the smell. It's got this beautiful caramel smell to it. But also, when I was
think it's a spray wax as well. It might have some wax in it.
Must do, yeah. But when I was using it on the 330, it would leave a very creamy finish, a very... I call it creamy. I don't know why.
What the hell are you doing over your car, Rich?
No. I just mean it's a very soft finish. It's nice. It's really nice to use. It's very easy to buff off. Like it. Good product.
Yeah, and you like Perfect Finish as well, don't you? That's another.
Yeah, we spoke about that earlier on. Perfect Finish. That's a great polish. Very easy to use. You don't have to worry too much about holograms if you're using it correctly.
Cut on it as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a really good one-stage product. That is for a guy at home that wants to keep it simple. If you don't mind paying for it, because it's expensive. That's the only bugbear.
That's why I got the little bottle.
You can still pick a bottle up for 15 quid or 16 quid or something. The little one that will do your car a couple of times. It's a very nice product to use. Lots of cut. Very high gloss finish, I think. Perhaps better than the other one stages I've seen. Steady on, but it's good stuff.
It's good. It's very easy to use. Good polish.
So pretty much, Reg, we have covered what you've been doing.
Well, did we talk about my Nürburgring trip?
Have you been to the Nürburgring?
I have been to Nürburgring in the 140. Basically, the reason why I went to Nürburgring, it was for my 25th birthday. I took my friend with me. We stayed in Cologne. He's going to sleep now. It was nice because Cologne is like 40 miles. I don't know. It's about 45 minutes from the Nürburgring, and it's all autobahns. It's very easy to get to. We stayed in a really nice hotel. We went out in Cologne. The nightlife in Cologne is awesome, by the way, for my 25th. And I thought we'd take the 140 because I need to break it in properly. What better way to do that?
Break it in than wrapping it around a tree.
Yeah. What better way to do that by taking it to Germany, doing a couple of laps of the Nürburgring and some autobahn runs. And obviously I just got the Remus exhaust. I sort of spent all my money just to be able to make that trip happen, plus get the Remus exhaust on it.
Reg is always spending money. Like, he is the king of spending money. If you put a tenner in Reg's wallet, it'd be gone before it kind of hits the bottom of the wallet.
It's true. That's what happened. The thing is, if I wasn't into cars, I'd be a richer man.
If you wanted to spend your money, you'd be loaded.
Well, I only spend money on cars. So.
Well, that's not true. You've got the latest iPhone now. It's got more bloody gizmos than Inspector Gadget.
I do like tech. Anyway, yeah, so Germany, Nürburgring, and it was amazing. I did 3 laps, and hopefully John will put a little clip of that in. I did 3 laps, and I've done the Nürburgring before on my 330, which is set up for the track, and it's really well sorted, but the 140 impressed me. Now, the suspension is stock, and I was expecting, from what people say about it, I was expecting it to fall, not to be great on the Nürburgring, but it was brilliant, and I had a lot of confidence in it, and I did a really fast lap.
Was it dry?
It was actually greasy, and
Was
there
it
was
really?
somebody spilled oil on the track as well, and I had to be very careful at one point. But
I'm scared of it. I'm scared of the 140 when it's greasy and wet.
Yeah, I think everyone is. You're very brave if you go out in the rain and turn. I wouldn't even bother turning the track control off because you're just asking for it. But anyway, yeah.
Have you ever just driven around the corner and put your foot down and then the car's just like a whoop?
Yes. You need to be. You need to be ready. But anyway, yeah, it did an amazing couple of laps, and the car was quick. Wow, it's quick. It is ferocious. I put the 100 octane fuel in. I was overtaking, you know, obviously everyone drives at different paces around the Nürburgring, but I was overtaking Porsches.
It's awesome to put over, because I've driven, have I mentioned, I took my 135 around the Nürburgring, and it's brilliant
It
fun,
was
isn't
great,
it?
yeah.
There's such a buzz going around there.
I recommend it to anyone.
The track is, because just the quality of the track, I think, at the Nürburgring, there's some bumpy parts,
Yeah.
It's a massive track, but still the quality of the track, I think, is really good.
It's brilliant.
And it's just, you know, I'm not a fast driver or anything like that, but it's just how fast you can go and how fast you can go around those corners and how much grip you've got. You can never really discover that on the roads, because the roads is just, every corner's unpredictable and rubbish in the UK roads, and you've got to be so careful. But there you can really...
It's a good place to let, you know, enjoy your car and open it up a bit, because... So 140s are so quick, you can't really, you put your foot down on the 140 and before you know it, you've lost your licence. So Germany's a good place for that. So anyway, the laps were great.
For losing your licence.
Yeah, no, we're so fast, you're you know, it gets to 100 miles an hour like you wouldn't believe. But anyway, yeah, the laps were great, and had a nice little race with the Golf R. Well, it wasn't a race actually, the Golf R was holding me up, he wouldn't let me pass. You'll see in the video if you watch it.
You'll upset someone.
Oh, upset someone.
Shouldn't race.
No, it wasn't a race, but I was actually backing off because I didn't want to push him into driving faster.
You get that on the Nürburgring, if they let you pass, they go past, if they don't, you just...
The rules of the Nürburgring is if someone is faster than you, you indicate and you let them pass, you don't stay there. So I was kind of like, why did he not let me go past? And I sort of backed off a little bit, because I didn't want to tailgate him, I didn't want to pressure him into taking liberties by me being on his tail. But anyway, yeah, then we did some autobahn runs, and the car just got up to 160 miles an hour like you wouldn't believe. And it just so stable at that speed, and and I had a really great time, and I think I broke the car in nicely, and it was awesome. So
thank you very much, Reg. That will round it up. We might do a video later on where Reg can, you know, we'll do another polishing thing on the rotary another time when it warms up. It's horrible. We were going to do a practical detailing video today, but the conditions are awful in the winter, so we thought we'd just do a quick chat. So thanks very much for coming on the channel, Reg. Like I was saying, more people want to know what Reg is up to than me, so yeah, it's all good. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Bye for now.
Great, that's it. Let's done.